Hello, 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 everybody. Happy Thursday, almost to the end of the week. How's everyone doing? Had a little technical difficulty this morning, but I hope it's sorted out. Good morning, Patrick. Good morning, Sterling. Welcome back. Sterling putting in all the information and news. Good morning, John. Good morning, Eric. Where else do we have? Good morning, Jacob. Good morning, David. Good morning, everybody in the background. Good morning, Daniel. Hello, Charles. What else? What else? Where else are we? Just read all the news Sterling putting in there. Lots of stuff. Lots of stuff with Trump and tariffs today. Stuff with EU. Are they going to slap a 200% tariff on wine? What is going on? Buy your wine up soon if you drink French wine. So, good morning, Heinrich. How are you doing? Their Dollar General was, I thought it was a misbeat. I know they got it down, but the stock is actually up. I thought it was a misbeat. At least it was on TradingView. But I did not look at the exact numbers, so Sterling, you're probably right. Adobe was a beat, but there's lots of guiding down going on, which should tell you something. And a lot of these stocks are not cheap. They're trading in the 30s for the PE, and they're guiding down. So think about that. You got to have multiple contraction now. But we had the PPI numbers coming out. You want to talk about contraction? Dropping bigly. Consensus was 0.3, coming in at 0. Core PPI coming in at minus 0.1. So deflationary, technically. We'll have to see if that sustains with the trend, because the last few months it has been stronger. Still, core PPI year over year is running 3.4. And where's the overall PPI year over year is running 3.2. So it's not anywhere close to 2 yet, but we'll have to see if this trend does start. Initial jobless claims coming in at 220, below consensus of 225. Continuing jobless claims coming in at 1870, below consensus of 1900. So nothing shocking with jobless claims and PPI dropping. So does that put the Fed back on a more rate cut path? We shall see. But again, PPI is still running above 3%. We've got to get that well below 3%. Tomorrow, by the way, we have consumer sentiment, and then it's nothing else going on. Right now, there's Adobe down 6.6%. NVIDIA is the only mega cap that's really up. Microsoft's is slightly positive, but it's sort of a mixed market going into this Thursday. No big reaction off the PPI. The groups, again, energy is leading. Consumer, cyclical, and technology are lagging. Fed Watch still has a cut in June, a cut in September, and then a cut in December. So 3 cuts still priced in, still in extreme fear mode. Schiller PE below 35 at 34.76. I want to see what happens when this is trading at 17 or something. Then it will get fun. All right. We already talked about Adobe, Dollar General this morning, and after it closed, not much, just DocuSign before they open, nothing tomorrow. So, still has not been able to sustain. So far, this is a sideways correction. Little bounce yesterday and then got sold. No percent beat buy, did not close above the high. So we're not getting any buy signals that are sticking. It's now just a horizontal correction with the 4-hour rotation zone getting out of the way. So the key level I'm watching is 56.40, 56.41 area for something to sustain above that. Very, very key support is down by about 55.55. If we did break lower, the next target is 55.25, and then the next major target for the still to play out double is 54.33. An intermediate target based off 75 for harmonic is 54.87. To the upside, if it can finally get some traction above this 4-hour rotation zone area, then the next key thing, we're getting into a clear path move above about 56.45 area. It starts getting in this little 4-hour clear path move. And the major target for me is up about 5692 to 5700 on any snapback rally. So far, sideways correction with the rotation zone still coming down. So that's what I'm looking at right there. You hear no volume. Does everybody else hear my volume? I don't see any other complaints. Good morning, Ted. Good morning, Royal Palms. Is everybody else still? Ooh, how'd that get off? Hold on. We gotta fix some things. Technical challenges. All right, good morning, Anissa. Is everybody else hearing me okay? Is it just PMG? So, NASDAQ. All right, good volume. So it's just, well, if PMG can't hear me and I'm trying to talk to him. All right, good here. Good. All right, the double in the NASDAQ is still in play. Nothing has invalidated the double. Technically, the invalidation point is still technically below 19,311 on a closing basis. I would have raised your stop. It nearly hit the first target. Would have raised the stop anyways. So I'm going off the invalidation point of 19,382.75, which it is not closed below, or that's a trade below 19,301. Still, the target area is just about 19,816, 19,933, and 20,027. I'm still going to be using the harmonic, so very key for me is any support I'm looking for, any spikes below 19,464. I'm watching for spikes below that unless we close below 19,382.75. Then I will watch for a retest of the low area from Tuesday. Other than that, it's chipping away at, you can see here, let me zoom in. It's chipping away at the 4-hour rotation zone, so pay close attention to this. If this can start really getting on a 4-hour close above the 4-hour rotation zone, we could finally get the bounce play before potentially the next rollover play. Also pay attention to that second target if you are following along with the double. The second target is right where the daily rotation zone is. So do not ignore that. By the way, the percent beat buy in the NASDAQ also did not trigger yesterday. The Dow long way off. It's been holding a roughly the 8 EMA besides a spike up. So if it can get some traction above there, the next thing I'm watching is the 21 EMA area coming in about 41,725. But what I'm going to be watching for a more sustained move is a close then above 41,658 on a 4-hour basis. Very key support is back below this 41,175. You can see here, let me zoom out. You can see here we have a, I don't know if you can see this green line covered by a black line, but we're at a harmonic and a very strong support base. So, trying to see if the Dow can get any traction there. The major target area on any bounce is 42,000. The Russell, triggering, coming up first, second target, but confirming, but not triggering a double, now turned into a triple. The key thing to watch for on the Russell is the top of the 4-hour rotation zone coming at about 2038. Very key support in the Russell is 2011. Let me just bump this down slightly. It's slightly off. If we did break lower below the very key support, the next thing I'd be looking for, let's do the overall big move. The big move would be to the harmonics, and you look at that really nice cluster, 75% harmonic and the 12.5% projection. So once even on a rally and a rollover play, once the Russell does break, your target's 1945. At least my target's 1945. The VIX, if we start dropping below this rotation zone, I'll still use the same technical analysis on the VIX. Watching potentially for then we get the pop move, and I'll watch the bottom of the rotation zone for the VIX. The DAX, this is just a mess right now, but if we break below 22,250, the top, at least a medium-term top, could be in on the DAX. Notes, interesting on this, this is still, we don't have a rally back in the notes. We still have the potential double top, not confirmed or triggered yet. That's the only pattern I'm paying attention to. And on the yield has confirmed the double bottom, but not triggered it yet. Confirmed it has to close above this 4.342. It has to close there today. The dollar index could be a percent B buy if it closes above yesterday's high. So far, we're trading above there. For a bounce play only. This is not a massive base. This is just a short-term little bounce play. Crude still has a potential double top in play. Not confirmed or triggered. If we rotate back down and find support back below 66 again, the potential double is off the table. That's the only thing other than short-term little trades. Gold, we did end up getting the shake and bake. Remember, that's what I said I was watching for with that breakdown and then a reversal yesterday. We've now gone through the other side and hit the 87.5 harmonic. We do have a lopsided double top. So that's a great trailing spot for a medium-term trail from my perspective. On a weekly close below 28.44. Aggressive would be a daily close. A weekly close would be, if we did get that, then I'd really be watching for that medium-term top. Otherwise, if you look here on the weekly, pull back to the weekly rotation zone a couple weeks ago and rotating back up. The trend is definitely still up in gold. There's no major topping pattern unless we start triggering this double. What else do we have? The yen. Watching also for the yen. We got the first little move in the rotation zone. Going to see if we make a stronger bottoming pattern. Remember, the trend is still down, but going to be watching for a stronger bottoming pattern, especially with weekly cycles hitting the bottom and very oversold. Sorry, guys, I'm feeling a little under the weather today. On your spiders, you don't have a great bottoming pattern just yet. So I'm watching very, very key support is down below 555.50. Very key support. If we did take out Tuesday's lows, we're at 550 is the next target. Right now, we have a slight gap down from yesterday's close on a rally, 558.87, and then the next target area is 562.20 area. The Qs, a gap down this morning, 475.90, so 476.92 is the first target, and then we have the next target of 479.16. Very, very key support below 471.60. We've already hit the second target on the double. The remaining target is back down at 460.25. Could ZN1 be building out a huge flat? No. Daily, weekly inverse head and shoulders. Oh, the inverse? Yeah, it could be, which would be major. Yes, sorry, I thought I misread that. Yes. It has to pull back more on this shoulder still, but what would it be? I just want to see roughly where that would, yeah, it would be valid. It would be valid if that were to trigger. So let's just see. Let's see if this double plays out, pulls back the shoulder enough, and then we get the flat neckline inverse. So yes, Sterling. No problem, PMG. Just want to make sure you could hear me. Bitcoin, not much to talk about there into the rotation zone, trying to rotate back down. We've only hit the first key target on the massive weekly double top, so we're bouncing off the 50-week EMA. Not surprised to see a bounce. On any stronger bounce, very key resistance is 88,800. What else? That's really about it right now. Just we got a bounce in Tesla. A lot of these are bounce setups only. Little bounce in NVIDIA. You still got retail running into NVIDIA. So I'm watching for us to sustain more of a rally. We really need some stronger bottoming formations rather than bounces. By the way, Apple, then I'm going to cut this off early. When does the seasonal weakness usually end? I don't think this is just based off seasonal weakness. This is based on definitely a shift in the markets. But we can watch through, we got end of quarter coming up in 2 weeks. We got OPEX next week and end of quarter. So that's what I'd be starting watching for a more of a shift if it's going to get out of these pullback moves. Those are the two things I'd be watching next Friday, and then with a follow through the end of quarter. You could still see some selling pressure through the end of the quarter. What else do we have? By the way, Apple. Pay really close attention. So Apple's confirmed its major double top, but has not triggered it. Watch this going into Friday to see if this triggers on a weekly basis. Tesla shorts, or should I wait? I'm watching for short rollover plays in Tesla. Would I short it down here? The short's already been played out. I'm watching for, if we get any bounce this markets, I'd be watching for Tesla to easily return to the 200 and then possibly roll over. Would not be structuring a short play down here against very key resistance. Yes, I think it's going to still go much lower. We still have the magnet price of 182. There's not a fantastic setup though yet, from my perspective. All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. And I will be back tomorrow to wrap up the week. Hope everyone has a wonderful, wonderful trading day. Bye for now.